Alright, and welcome everybody to another episode of Old Kevy Creative on the Creative Cast. And today, oops, I'm already messing up. It's gonna be another glorious day in Old Creative Town, everybody. Welcome to Creativeville, once again, 2856 Radio. So as you can see today, I'm in a bit of a Star Wars mood. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a fun little Star Wars drawing. How about that? Isn't that a fun idea? Drew this a little while ago, months and months and many months ago, so I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about Star Wars. Let's do this one. This one's a funny little idea. Part of my thought process when I come up with my concepts, my otherworldly ideas. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Round parts are so difficult, especially ones that are like squarishly round. This is not like a perfect circle. Anyways, the process, yes, my process. I kind of think of like Mad Magazine, or like National Lampoon, like those magazines. I kind of think of those as inspiration. Like, what could I have my little character doing in a funny situation? Take a serious situation, put my character into it, make it funny. Doug funny. He ain't funny. What's up, funny? This is not good. I don't like round parts. We're starting off very poorly. I don't like these round. You know what we're going to try here? We're going to follow my little draft because I feel like it's not bad. I feel like I did an alright draft. So let's see. What if we did this? Just kind of follow along it. Because it's like round, but it's straight and squarish. It's a weird oblong, ovalish shaped thing. I don't like this. Let me see this. What if we did something more along the line there? Because it's going to be like straight, but then a curvature at a certain point. You know what I'm saying. If you don't know, now you know. What a great score. What's his name? John Williams? Is that who's the dude? The composer? Oh, I did it a little high, didn't I? Yuck. I don't like the fact that his helmet touches the ridge here. You know what? I guess part of it's just gonna have to be cut out. I think we're just gonna have to accept that. Look at the bottom of the mask. I could shrink it. I could. That is the question. Do we fit it all into frame? Or do we just kind of leave it? Let me see something. What if I were to just bring it in just a skosh? Leave a little bit of room for the bottom of the mask and the top of the mask. Will it all fit? Let's see, let me try something. What if the mask ends here? Can we do that? I actually need to see a reference photo. You know that the bottom has something going on. There's like little giblets over here.
Creative. I am your father.
That's not true! That's impossible!
No, trust me, it is true. I wouldn't lie. Who would want you as a son? Of course I wouldn't lie. I would love to lie and say you're not my son.
Oh, what a great story. Star Wars is just so fun. It really is. I'm just going to say it. Prequels was a great time. People don't like the prequels. I freaking love the prequels. And it's not even so much about the story of the prequels. I mean, I think that's fine. It's just the aesthetic. I just liked the vibe. I liked seeing the way they were dressed. I liked seeing the way they acted. I liked the way they spoke. I liked everything. It was a good time. I liked it. I liked the prequels. I'm tired of pretending it's not great, goddammit. Everyone always gives shit for it because,
the original trilogy's the best. God, let's just go back in time and just only have the original trilogy.
fuck off. I like the goddamn prequels. I love the Clone Wars. I'm all about that. I think the clones are a really cool and fun aspect of Star Wars. They are my... It's a close tie. I don't know if I like Jedi and Sith more or if I like clones more. But those are my two favorite aspects of Star Wars. And yeah, that's just that. Speaking of which, I really hope that... whatever Disney, whoever the hell owns it, I hope they start going in the direction of either A, back to the prequels. Let's get back into that. I like the Clone Wars. I don't even necessarily need more Clone Wars, just more pre-Clone Wars, honestly. Like, Episode 1. I guess, like, before Episode 1 would be cool. I don't know, like a mini-series of just following Jedi and doing what they're doing before all this happened. Like, I want that, goddammit. And they just refuse to do stuff like that. I don't know why. It's like pre-Anakin. They don't want to do anything. In Episode 1, Anakin's a small child. He's but a child. So there's really nothing else they can do. Actually, what would be cool? Screw it. Throw in Anakin. Why not? As a little kid. You know what? What could we do with that, really, actually, now that I think about it? I mean, he's pretty much a little slave kid. There's really not much to expand upon. Actually, what am I saying? Yes, let's do after he joins the Order. How about that? He joins the Order, and he's doing training with Obi-Wan. Like, let's get some of that going. I would freaking love that. We've got great Clone Wars stuff. We've got great original trilogy stuff. We've got some good, well, I guess, yeah, Clone Wars is prequel stuff. So yeah, let's get like prequels before the Clone Wars. I want more of that. Let's see that world. Doesn't even have to be Anakin. Doesn't have to be Anakin and Obi-Wan. We could follow other Jedi. Just like with Clone Wars where we followed other Jedi. I think that'd be cool too. Just like, I want to see what was going on. I want to know more about the Order before the events of like everything that we've seen. Knights of the Old Republic. I think that would be freaking cool. I could swear there was like a thing they said they were gonna head in that direction. Am I crazy? The next direction of Star Wars was Knights of the Old Republic. The peak
The peak of the Jedi power.
because that'd be so cool. Like I said, Jedi and Sith are very, very cool. Problem is, you can't really do much with the Sith when you go to that direction. Well, actually, you know what? Wasn't there Sith, like Dark Jedi and stuff in Knights of the Old Republic? Maybe I'm wrong. I've never played it. Only seen videos and stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what the heck? There's still plenty of other issues and problems and things to deal with other than God, I just can't think. Sith, bounty hunters, pirates. Jabba's been around for a long time. I would like to get a little bit more info on that. The Hutts and all that, and their rule and their rise to power, because the Hutts have been around pretty much the entire series. I don't think there's ever been a time that we have not heard of the Hutt clan. They've always been up to something in Tatooine. That being said, I'm over Tatooine. Please do something else. We go that direction. Enough with the goddamn deserts. Fucking entire galaxy worth of planets, and we keep going to the goddamn deserts are the worst. They're boring as shit. I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. Like, come on now. Let's do something else. Beautiful, lush lands and interesting colors and designs and architecture. Rogue One. I feel like Rogue One and the movies, or not movies, and the show involved with it. I haven't seen the show. I've only seen clips and snips and all that. But in terms of just what I've seen, aesthetically, I think it looks great. I really like what they're doing with costume designs and makeup and all that. Like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for just, like, cool alien stuff. Enough with that. Enough of the humans. Enough with the goddamn sand, all right? That's another thing. Humans, goddammit. Why do we keep doing humans? Alien space story that takes place in a galaxy far, far away. Filled with humans. Fuck off with the humans. So sick of them putting humans in Star Wars. I don't mind them being humans, but make them, like, just a couple. A handful of humans. Let's see some goddamn aliens. Stop making the main characters also. I'm tired of humans being the main characters. Let's see some aliens. Like, Rebels, as much as that show was... It was a good show. I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't a good show, but one of the weaker shows, or one of the weaker properties, I guess I should say. Like, it's great and all that, but the animation is just... I don't know. Coming off of Clone Wars, it's not the same. It's just not the same. And it could just be me. Maybe it's just the aesthetics is on me, but I feel like didn't put their best foot forward with making sure the designs and all that looked... really cool, because the stormtroopers were fine, but they looked a little goofy, like they're a little too cartoonish and all that. But other than that, yeah, the fact that they had aliens running the show, big fan of that. What's her name? Hera. I mean, yes, we had Kanan, who was just a freaking human, and then the kid, I don't remember his name. Reza? I don't remember his freaking name, but the kid, you know, obviously the main character kid, but him and Kanan, yes, humans again, but we did have the introduction of that purple guy. I can't remember his name. Bosk? Not Bosk, what am I saying? Purple orangutan looking guy thing. But yeah, I think that was the first time I want to say we've seen a species like him, and he looked sick as hell. Not only that, he looked sick. They introduced him, or they, not him, but they had another of his kind, his people. Jedi Fallen Order, which is another fantastic Star Wars property. That takes place after trilogy. It takes place during the original trilogy. So they can do it. You know, it's not like I don't like the original trilogy. They do a lot of good stuff. It's just like, you know, it's not my favorite part of Star Wars, because it's like, you know, literally they get rid of the Jedi. And the clones. Literally the clones and the Jedi are removed during the original trilogy, and they're literally my favorite part of all of Star Wars. I don't know what to tell you. And when they brought in the clones, it just worked for me. There's just something about taking a cool character and then just giving him like 50 million different unique designs and styles and all. I don't know. I just think that's interesting. I think it's cool to see like all of the different clones and they're all unique styles and all that. I think that's fun. It's very fun. I wish I could still be into Hot Toys because freaking now they're getting into all that stuff and it's just like I can't afford that anymore. I guess I could afford it, but it would be like maybe 2 or 3 a year if that. And I'm just not getting into it. It's expensive and I want to be out. I just kind of want to be out of buying expensive stuff. And I'm almost there. I am almost there. I got a bunch of Kamen Rider stuff coming in. And that's kind of it. I think I'm trying to think. There's a few more. I'm not, you know what? I think there are a few more. What's going on up here? I just realized something needs to be fixed here. So we're going to do this. Yeah, because this needs to be solid piece. This needs to be its own little piece here. There we go. There we go. I think this is messing up here. And then there we go. Something like this-ish. There we go. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, what was I speaking upon? Kamen Rider, yes, belts, yes. So, I got super lucky. I got lucky in like 3 or 4 different ways. The Den-O belt's been available for a little while now, the super best. So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait for the DX Delta one from Fies to come out. And then when that comes out, I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to get the Ryuki one. They did actually update it. I saw a video. They did some updates. It's got a little bit more going on than I originally thought. So I was like, you know what? This might be worth it. Because I do like the card designs. I will say I like the belt design. I like the card designs. I was a little disappointed by it not really doing much. But they did kind of fix that. Problem is, once the Delta driver became available, the Ryuki one sold out. So I missed out on the Ryuki one. Not a big deal. I'm sure there'll be opportunities. I'm not too broken up about it. Not going to worry. But I did not want to wait. So I was like, you know what? Because I was going to wait until the next cycle of my budgetary status. I was like, you know what? No, let's not waste time. Let's not risk it. So I went ahead and had the Delta one shipped out along with the Den-O. So there you go. Got both of those. And there you go. After that, I'll see if I can get the Ryuki one. But if I don't, it's okay. With that being said, I'm pretty much done collecting Kamen Rider belts. So that's very, very cool. There's still other stuff I want to get. Little things here and there that if I can find on, available aftermarket and all that. Because you know what? I've been getting lucky. Another thing I got super lucky on is, like, out of nowhere, there was a Bandai China release of the O's belt, the O's driver, with some really cool medals. It wasn't like the standard release where it comes with the 3 main ones and then the Mantis. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the Mantis one. I don't know why they did that, but anyways, because that one's not very easy to get, the Mantis one. You pretty much get it with the release of the driver, the standard one, or I want to say there's like a CSM set. But other than that, you can't really get it. So fortunately, I got super lucky. I kept an eye out, and I did find someone just selling only that coin individually. So didn't have to jump through too many hoops to get that. So there you go. But the set that I got came with the standard ones. The Bata, Tora, what is it? What's Hawk again? Taka, Toka, Tora, Bata, Tatoba, Tatoba. So I got that, and then it also came with the dinosaur one, which was super cool, the purple dinosaur one, which is the final form of the season, I believe. I haven't seen those, just to clear that up. What am I doing? Yes, that looks right. And then this should probably be something like that. There you go. This needs to be all broken up, because this is supposed to be part of the main helmet. So I'm just trying to figure this all out as we go. But anyways, yeah. So, came with the final form pieces. Very happy about that, because those are a little bit expensive to get on the side. Not too bad, but it's nice that it comes with it. And this is what I was really happy about. It came with the red bird ones. The Kujaku, the peacock, and the, I want to say falcon? Eagle? I don't know. The other one. I got all 3 of those, the 3 red ones. The 2 other red ones would have came with the shield weapon thing. That looks cool and all that, but if I can avoid getting some of the roleplay stuff like that I don't really want, just to get the collectible gimmick, that would be lovely. So it was nice that they did that. So there you go. I didn't have to bother getting that. So that's nice. That is very nice that I didn't have to spend all this money and get something I didn't really want that much. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. It's definitely a cool item, but I don't need it. The medals are perfectly good on their own. So there you go. That was a nice little set that they just showed up. Didn't even announce or nothing. It just showed up. Literally just was like on my Instagram. And then Toe Collectibles was like, look what we just got. And I was like, at first I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, I'll look into it and we'll pre-order it. And then I decided to check the website and I was like, oh no, this is just in stock. It's not a pre-order. It's just here. And that was another thing that I bought. And before it even arrived, It was out of stock. So very glad I did not sleep on that, because that does happen. I sleep on stuff and then I freaking kick myself later. So I was like, let's just not wait. And it's the same thing with the Delta driver from Fies. I missed out on the Ryuki. And then when I bought the Delta driver, I ended up buying the last one. There you go. Didn't even realize it. Bought it out of stock. And I was like, when I refreshed the page, it was gone. So I was like, thank goodness I did not wait on that. So there you go. The Delta one's going to look sick as hell, especially in the displays I have prepping for it. They're not ready yet. We're getting there. We're going to make some videos eventually, hopefully in summer, I'm hoping, but we'll see. The Kamen Rider collection is looking amazing. And not only that, it's pretty much done. There's really not much else that I can think of. I would like to get, I'm going to keep an eye out, and hopefully, just like how they're just kind of randomly dropping some of these other drivers, I'm hoping that I can keep an eye out and get the Wizard driver. Yes, that would be lovely. I have the Beast driver. If we can get the Wizard, that would be lovely. And then with that, I don't think there's really much else. Because like the O's and the Wizard were really the only ones that I was like, okay, well, I don't see them popping up anytime soon. There's nothing, there's no announcements or anything. So we're just going to kind of have to hope that maybe one day we'll get it. And then with the O's, it just showed up. Same thing with Deca Driver I got a while back. That was another one where I was just like, I'll just keep an eye out. Hopefully it'll show up. And then it just randomly did. And then same thing. Before I even had my hands on it, it was already out of stock. So that's happened a couple times. I've gotten very lucky. These things just randomly pop up, and when they do, you cannot wait. You just kind of have to go for it. So I'm keeping that in mind as I budget things, just because it's like, okay, I got to leave some money available just in case that happens. That would be nice to be able to grab it. I mean, I can regardless. That's what I've been doing. Is like, screw it. I've been just saying screw it and getting it. And it's working out. Gonna give it a couple more weeks. Should be paid off, and then we'll be good. And then after that, like I said, there's really nothing else other than like the Wizard driver I could think of. There's still some stuff from Zets I want to get, but I'm just gonna wait. I could just buy it now, but it's like, are we gonna sit here and act like it's not gonna go on sale at the end of the season? The season's almost over. They're already starting to show off the new stuff. I think if we wait, we'll be okay. Get it on sale. Get it at a discount. That would be nice. The new series they announced, I was going to say Gundam Rider. Kamen Rider Myth, based on myths. I did see, this is all rumors and speculations, but at the same time, these rumors and speculations do actually end up being true pretty often, from what I'm seeing. But it's going to be like a mouse-based design. And I guess the idea is the Chinese zodiac, I think? They were saying it was going to be about Japanese folklore, and I'm sure it is. But I also saw something that was alluding to Chinese zodiac, which I do like. I'm actually not the biggest fan of Japanese folklore, surprisingly. I like a lot of other country stuff. Like I like Egyptian, African, Native American, Chinese, European, a lot of different European ones, Irish, Scottish, German. German's got a lot of good stuff. Japanese, though, I don't know why, but it just does not appeal to me that much. I really don't know why their stories just don't gravitate towards me. But modern day ones do. I do like modern day, like, I love manga. I feel like that's kind of like modern day Japanese folklore, storytelling, whatever you want to call it. But something about like the other ones, like what is it, the Momotaro, the Kid and the Peach, like I'm just not feeling that one. And then like there's other ones I can't think of, but yeah. Anyways, that's just what's going on there. If it is based off the Chinese zodiac, though, that I am a big fan of. And I saw that it's going to be like, the gimmick is supposed to be eggs, like two animals share an egg, I guess, or something. I don't know how I feel about that, but we're just going to have to play the waiting game and just see how that all unfolds. Could be really cool. It could be nothing. I'm kind of okay if it's being nothing. I would be totally fine if Zets was like my final series. I don't need to get a bunch more stuff, but at the same time, if it's good, it's good. I don't know what to tell you. That being said, yeah, the mentality is that like I'm probably going to pass on it because like I said, Zets was kind of going to be my final one. I don't know. I went back and got a bunch of stuff that I missed out on. It just happened to... It wasn't even that I went back and got it. It just happens to be available. So I'm like, well, why not? If it's going to be available, let's just get it now. Speaking of stuff I missed out on. I've been thinking about the Exia Dark Matter, the Master Grade. Why is that not being reissued? Why? Why are you not doing it? I really want it. You have it available. It's an Exia. They love to do Exia, but not this one. Drives me insane. Same thing with the Exia Amazing. I missed out on that one. The Exia Amazing, I'm really kicking myself on just because I had the opportunity to get it. It was one of those things where it's just like, well, let me just wait because of, again, my own self-imposed budgetary stuff. I was like, well, I'm going to wait. We're going to wait for the cycle. I think I had to wait like 2 or 3 more days. I think that was it. That was part of my calendar. And then that would have been it. And it sold out like 2 or 3 days before that date. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Because it would have made no difference for me if I had pre-ordered it. Like, basically, had I spent that money, I would still be here today in this exact same situation. That's the way I look at it, is like, okay, if I spend this money now, is it going to affect me in any way? Am I going to miss out on anything? No? Okay, we'll go ahead and just buy it. And yeah, it would have made no difference. It was just, again, my own self-imposed blah, blah, blah. And that was pretty much it. That was pretty much the final straw where it's like, all right, if there's something that I think is going to sell out, just buy it. Just freaking buy it and worry about the money later. I have the money. We're fine. Not going to go homeless if I decide to buy this thing right now. It's not an issue. So yeah. So that's why I've been a little bit more on top of the Common Rider stuff. I've missed out on a couple things, I will say. Like the Neo Deca driver. I was considering getting that. It's currently sold out. The pre-orders are currently sold out. So that doesn't mean it's gone. The pre-orders are sold out. They could get more. So we'll see once we get closer to that date. Typically companies like this, these sellers, they like to get more in stock than what they say they have, just in case there's any issues or anything. They have some back inventory to work with. So I'm thinking we still have a chance. We're not out of the woods yet. We're still in it. We're not out of this race yet there. We still have a chance. So we'll see about getting the Neo Deca. I think it would be nice just because why not? Why not? Looks cool. I do like the pink. Does extra stuff. And it's the Deca driver. One of the coolest. I think we can agree. One of the coolest drivers. I'm hoping that a Keybat, the Kiba driver, hoping that one shows up. No signs of anything from that era, but you never know. Very regal designs with the gothic bat and all that. The Dracula. Come on now. This one's fighting me. You know what it is, I bet you? I bet you this line is a little... I just can't do it. That's all it is. It's just me. It's just purely me. Come on now. Let's see. No. Is it too high? This one might be too high, actually. Let me see. No, I don't think it is.
No, I don't think I will. Nope.
I was going to work on a different picture, but it was just not working out. I mean, it's fine. I can figure it out. It was just taking way too long to figure out. And it was just taken away from brain power that I needed to use to speak. I was not being able to say words, so I was like, you know what? We're going to table this one. Because this Darth Vader one doesn't seem it's like that complicated. We should be okay. It's nothing that insane. Actually, let me just see. Look at that. That looks pretty sick. Come on now. We're getting there. It's looking good. Ooh, this is looking terrible. I need to fix that. We'll just fill it out and then we'll get to the fixing later. Let's just work on what we got. So let's see. So we got the little nose option. Should we leave that? You know, we'll get rid of it for now. We'll bring it back if we need to. I'm going to get rid of that. The difficult thing about Darth Vader's helmet is it's very smooth. There's a lot of shapes, but it's very smooth. It's hard to put lines into something that's smooth, like his round helmet and these parts. Because a lot of this stuff isn't like set. Like I'm kind of making it look like it's separate pieces, but really it's all one shell. Like especially this all here is one shell that just has a lot of grooves and stuff. So I'm trying to emulate that as best as I can. Like for example, I think I'm gonna, we'll mess with that later. I'm probably gonna get rid of some of that line edge just to break it up so it doesn't look like it's separate pieces, because I do kind of want to keep it as realistic as possible if it's doable. I do actually have a Darth Vader helmet behind me, on my shelf behind me. I should have brought it over and used as a reference. But that would be a good idea, and we're not known for those types of things over here in Kevin Creative, you know? We like to just piss in the wind and let life just take over. Whatever happens, happens. Up. Let me see, something like that. It's weird nose, just skeletal nose. The most tragic character in Star Wars. I really do like Anakin's character. The movies are kind of weird about it, I will say. I remember as a kid watching the movies, I didn't really understand why Anakin screwed everybody over and joined the dark side. It didn't really add up based off of what we saw in the movies. I feel like the Clone Wars show helps expand upon it. I will say, you know, the corruption that he was witnessing within the Jedi and all that, you know. Because that's really what it comes down to, because yes, the Republic was getting super corrupted, obviously, you know, Palpatine and all that, but at the end of the day, for Anakin personally, I think it was more so the Jedi. You know, he put his life into the Jedi more so than the Republic. I feel like the Republic he was frustrated with. For example, him becoming a Sith and joining Palpatine. He thought that would have helped that Republic. The Republic was always something that he felt that he could do something about. It was the Jedi that he was like, all right, this is becoming a problem that is getting out of control. And then obviously he was manipulated and all that, but still. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it with the movies in terms of like seeing the descent into his darkness. I think, like I said, the Clone Wars definitely helped, but even Kenobi like sort of expanded upon it. But I feel like we've never really I've just never really been super on board with him becoming a Sith. I get him wanting to become a Sith to save Padme. That was what really hit me in the movies. Was like, okay, Palpatine is explaining to him that, you know, hey, I could teach you these things that will save her life, and that makes sense. But him being like, I hate the Jedi, him wanting to join the Sith and hating the Jedi, I feel like are two separate things. Like, I get him wanting to join the Sith, gain power, save Padme, and then, you know, change the galaxy into what he wants to be. I get that. But him hating on the Jedi, that was just like, I don't know, man. Because at the same time, like I said, the Clone Wars did help expand upon, you know, maybe why he has some issues with them. But it also did kind of show that, like, he was very close with a lot of these people. Like, everybody loved Anakin within the Jedi Order. Clones loved him, the Jedi loved him, everybody loved this guy. He was the coolest guy ever. He was getting shit done. Everybody had his back. Even as Darth Vader in the comics, you always see people talking shit about Darth Vader but loving Anakin. They hate Darth Vader because they think he killed Anakin. I mean,
I killed Anakin Skywalker.
I get it, but they hate Darth Vader because, like, they're like,
You killed Anakin. He was a great man. Fuck you.
So it's just like, I don't know. The fact that he just was like, everybody betrayed me. I don't believe in this anymore. It's just like, I don't know. But I just feel like if I was in his position, I would not have just, like, killed everybody. It just would not have been the answer I was looking for. I'm like, I don't know. These guys seem they've had my corner all these years. I don't know. It just wasn't add up. And then even with like, I was gonna say Dooku, Mace Windu, we could see in the movie. I will say, episode 3, like, we do see that Mace Windu does not trust Anakin. I get that. There's some issue. We feel that tension there. My issue with that is, and then you go back to the Clone Wars show, and it's like, where's that? I don't feel any of that with Mace. Mace seems to trust Anakin pretty well, and vice versa. They seem to really be on the same page there, and just, like, agreeing with each other. Like, if Mace says it, Anakin's not going to argue. So, I don't know. I don't know where that distrust really came from. Again, I don't feel like they really explained it a lot well. But that's just where I'm at with that. Still great. Still love Star Wars. Been a huge fan my whole life. My dad showed me the movies, the original trilogy as a kid. And then it was like, there's no movies are coming out. They're going to explain how Darth Vader came to be. And Luke Skywalker. Oh, now that sounds cool. So, there was that. I remember as a kid, Attack of the Clones was getting ready to come out. Kids in my class were talking about how Anakin was like, he's going to have a double lightsaber. And I was like, what? He's going to have two. He's going to have a blue one and a green one. He's going to have one of each. You can do that. No way. A Jedi with two lightsabers, one of each color. I thought that was the sickest shit. Like, just the idea of having, like, two lightsabers. I thought that was cool as all hell. What's going on? What's here? This is not looking good. Get rid of all this. This mess. I don't like it. Yeah, this is all lopsided. I gotta fix that. But yeah, anyways, what was I saying? Using two lightsabers, very, very cool. Like Darth Maul coming out with a double-sided lightsaber. That was mind-blowing. Oh my goodness. But then, like, the next movie, it's like, all right, well, what's the next thing? And then he's got Anakin wielding two at once. What? Come on now. And then the third one, it's like, what are they going to do this time? And then it was just like, you know, there was really no cool lightsaber thing there, but... Well, actually, no, there wasn't, no.
we got Darth Sidious with his lightsaber, but it's not like he used 2. He should have used 2 in that battle. I don't know why he didn't. Because he used 2 in the show. Would have been cool if he used 2 just to be like, oh, Sith with 2 lightsabers. Oh, now he's done it with Jedi and Sith. I think that would have been awesome. Were there any other type of weapons? There's a Tonfa, right? There's a beam Tonfa. Am I wrong? Is that just a Gundam thing? I know they've had a few different beam weapons throughout Star Wars. But you really just can't beat the lightsaber. It is the best. Like a sword, a standard sword. It just cuts down everything. Could do whips and all that, but it's too much of a mess. Just keep it as a saber. Simple. Could do an axe, but it's just, again, not the same. Just do different variations of the actual saber itself, and I think you're good. I haven't played the second Jedi, was it Fallen Order game? Survivor? Is Survivor the second one, or is it Fallen Order the second one? I don't remember. First one was really good. Played it, beat it. Definitely want to play for the channel. I have a thumbnail. Not made. I have it sketched out just like this. So we're going to get there one day, but I cannot wait to play that for the channel. And then they made the second one, which apparently was way more just stuff going on. So I'm excited for that. I think the first one was, you know, it was a really good time. I'm not going to sit here it wasn't. But I will say in terms of like the collectibles, it could have been a little bit better. So I will say the collectibles were a bit on the weaker side. Like I liked unlocking new clothes and stuff. I just wish the clothes were a little bit cooler. I don't know. Poncho was fine, but just like the colors and the way it looked and all that, I think they could have done a little bit. But it's still cool. Still cool. Still fun. Upgrading your Force and all that. That's still a good time. I do have a completed Force Unleashed thumbnail, which I do need to put to use. I want to play that game. It's a good looking game. I've played the first one. I've never beaten it, I don't think. I never owned it, so, but I think I've played the first one. I've definitely owned the second one, and I've beaten that one. Second one was much more disappointing, unfortunately. Like, the graphics and the gameplay were better, and the story was fine. I don't think there was really an issue with story that I can think of. But, too short. Way, way, way too short. There was like 4 levels. Very disappointing. They did this whole big old Rancor battle, the boss battle, which was fun. I feel like that was like the big thing of the game was like the Rancor battle. It's like, I don't know. 3 more levels. We had, what, 4? 3 more. Make it 7. Maybe even 4. Just make it even 8. I think that would have been nice. But, yeah, just a little too short for my taste. But, again, still a good game. Because, like I said, they did improve the gameplay and all that. I feel like the Force power is really cool. And the upgrade system. And double lightsabers. You got double backhanded lightsabers. He was backhanded. That was pretty cool. A unique style. Just like Ahsoka. Ahsoka did that. We got that in the show, too. You know what? Actually, no. I think the game came after the show, right? Who did it first? Did Ahsoka do it first? Or Starkiller? It's such a shame that Force Unleashed is not canon. What a great character. I freaking love Starkiller. He's such a great character. I will say in the second game, when they did the whole clone thing, I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. I think clones get a little messy. Like, it's one thing to do the clone army. That's cool. But to, like, just have a story where it's like, oh, you might not actually be the protagonist. You might just be a clone of him. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Having it be, like, where he just takes over that same life. I get it. It's all his memories and all that. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. He's kind of him and you're kind of you. Is it really the same thing? I don't know. It's a weird complexity to that idea of clones and all that. But that's just how I feel about that. Definitely want to play them for the channel. Games that I really want to play for the channel are games that I think are really fun, but also like kind of easy. And I definitely don't remember those games being all that difficult. So, gonna be a good time. Gonna be a good time. Definitely need to play the Lego Star Wars games. I need to play like all the Legos games for the channel. Those are just good games, and I have them all. I think I have every... No, I don't. I don't have the Horizon Zero Dawn Lego game. I don't know if it's really for me. I like movies and shows and stuff being made into a Lego franchise. I don't really know. I've said this before. I don't really know if I feel the need to play another video game franchise that's a Lego game. This is a mess that I need to clean up. I'm just trying to get basic ideas out here. Like, this is... I don't even know what's going on here. I haven't even finished it. Still trying to figure that all out. Let me see what we got so far.
You do not understand the power of the dark side of the Force. Obi-Wan! Obi-Wan!
That scene was sick as fuck in the show. The Obi-Wan show. I wish it was a little bit better. It was good. It was fine. I was hyped for it when it first came out. Ian McGregor back in the saddle. That was sick as hell. I was so hyped. I did not care for all the Princess Leia stuff. Where did that come from? Why was Princess Leia like in this show at all? Why was she like the little tag along character? I didn't care about that. I was really hoping it was gonna be a story about old man Obi-Wan on Tatooine, kind of just like fighting off thugs and stuff and protecting Luke from afar. Literally wasn't that. The one time I goddamn want to see Tatooine. I freaking hate Tatooine. It's such a boring ass planet. The one time I actually want to see that and expand on that, and they don't do it. That was the one time. Oh, what a weird coincidence. Obi-Wan and Leia actually did meet this whole time when she was a kid. Oh, isn't that nice? It's like, why are we doing this? Not everybody has to be connected through everything. I'm totally down for C-3PO being made by Darth Vader. I'm okay with that. I'm on board with that. But why does Princess Leia, as a child, also have to know Old Man Ben Kenobi? I'm not a fan of that. Like, I was so looking forward to. Because the thing is, like, when we get introduced to Obi-Wan, Ben Kenobi, and Luke in the show, Luke clearly, according to my calculations, you can tell by the way he was standing, his posture, he had a certain look in his eye, and he had some connection to Old Man Ben. Like, Uncle Owen was like, stay away from that crazy old wizard, but, Luke, there was some trust. He didn't fear him, and obviously he knew stuff about him. They had interactions to gain such trust. And that was what I was kind of hoping out of this Obi-Wan Kenobi show, was seeing those interactions. Like, there's two things I wanted out of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I wanted to see Darth Vader doing whatever he was doing. Like, he's betrayed the Jedi, he's killed them all, he's officially a Sith. What were the first couple of years like? I'm very curious about that. What did he do? We got a little bit of that. It was a very much of a tease of Darth Vader. They love to tease him. And then I wanted to see, Obi-Wan. Like, what was he doing? He's on this farm, this whole time. The thing I don't like about the Obi-Wan show is they did the same thing with Arrow. In the Arrow show, the first few seasons were really good. I was very surprised about how good that show was when I finally decided to watch it. I'm a big Smallville fan. Smallville is probably my favorite show ever. I'm just going to say it. I think it's pretty much up there as my favorite show ever. I've watched it a billion times. And so when Arrow came out and they had this new guy, it was Steve Amell. I think that's his name, Stephen Amell. I was like, who's this guy? Bring back Justin Hartley, you bastard. Who the hell is this guy? So I was just like, I'm not watching this crap. And then one day I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. It's on Netflix, I'll give it a shot. Turned out to be really good. At least for the first few seasons. Because it was really interesting how they were doing this whole plot where it was like, we had two plots going. We had the present plot was it Arrow City, Star City? And then we had the past plot where we're learning about what happened to him on that island. He's trapped on an island for 2 goddamn years. I think it was 2 years. What in the hell happened? Was it 2 or 5? It was a long time. He was there on that island for quite a while. And then as the show progressed, it got to the point where I was like, okay, now we're going to have it where he was on the island for a certain period of time, and then he got off the island and did a bunch of other stuff, and then went back to the island. And it's like, that is stupid. Why would you do that? It was all part of the plan to go back to the island. That's stupid. He's on the island for 2 years. He's a changed man. He gets off the island. Like, that's what I wanted. I will say, like, I get it. This is what they should have done. This is what they should have done. Because part of this, the Green Arrow lore, from what I believe, is that he was on the island. He basically learned how to use a bow and arrow and blah, 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 blah. When he came back, he joined some, like, order or something. It's not like he just was a master archer from his time on the island. He got involved with some ancient order where he learned all his skills. So I would have been much happier with that if they had just made it where it was like, he gets off the island, he's part of this order, and then he returns home. I don't know, or something like that. But he returns home, and then he's part of the public eye again. As he's part of the public eye, he's also part of this order, learning and gaining experience and all that. It's a bit weird. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people are in that same boat where it's like the first few seasons were awesome because it made sense, and then it was like, okay, now he's off the island, and he's just like, I don't know, doing missions and stuff for the CIA or something like that. It was weird. Didn't care for that. Not a fan. And they did the same thing with Obi-Wan. It's like, this whole time we're being told that he's on Tatooine watching after Luke, and now you're writing the story where he's not. And I don't like that. I don't care for that. I really liked that his connection to the Force was like super weak. He's been broken. He's a broken man. He's not the same. There is no plan. There is no hope. There's just survival. I like that. He goes to train with Qui-Gon, the spirit of Qui-Gon. Yoda said he was going to teach him how to commune with him. Where did that go? You know, it's these little things here and there that I don't care for. Not the biggest deal. I'm being a crybaby nerd about Star Wars, but I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to have to fix this. What is it? Is it 3? Does he have 3? I'm going to turn around. Let me see. Okay, no, it's just 2. I feel like they're farther apart. Actually, no, that's fine. That's fine. Because they go to the edge of the mouth, or the edge of the eyes. It's just the angle I'm looking at it. This is looking good, though. I'm looking at the eye.
Obi-Wan!
You did not kill Anakin Skywalker.
I did. Obi-Wan!
That was just so sick. I'm just not going to get over that. They did a really good job with that part. That scene, I will say, was awesome. Like, when Darth Vader finally showed up, oof. Ooh! That was a good scene. And then, like, oof. Like, I feel like we one thing I really liked about that whole dynamic of that series, as much as I didn't care for a lot of that stuff, I got some good closure with Anakin and Obi-Wan that I think was really cool. That was a good time. I like that. And then, bro, what broke my freaking heart, oh my goodness, this absolutely broke my goddamn heart, was when they were on, I want to say Coruscant. I don't remember what planet. It was probably Coruscant, because it's always Coruscant. They were on, like, the city area, and then we hear this voice, spare credits, something like that. I don't remember exactly what the thing. Excuse me, spare credits. And then they, like, slowly, like, show it, and it's a fucking clone vet. His hair's a mess. His beard's a mess. He's on the ground, laying down. He's got, most of his armor on, whatever's left of it. And he's just like, fuck, bro. Like, that hurt. That one hurt. Just seeing, like, the clone vet just in the gutter begging for change. Like, oh, my clouds. My beautiful clones, no! It's just, that was sad. That hurt me. Because like I said, the clones were one of my favorite aspects of Star Wars. So seeing this, what happened to them, being left to rot after everything and betrayed. Because, like, I think the whole part of their conscription, I guess you'd call it, is after their service to the Republic, they were supposed to be made into citizens. And now that it's the Empire, yeah, that sure got revoked. It's weird. It kind of makes me think of, what can we say about 2026 and 2025? That's relatable, that situation where people are being told to join this militia, and they're being promised certain perks and it's not working out. They're doing all these terrible things to innocent people, and what are they getting left with? The bag. Fucking assholes. Anyways, we don't have to go there. So that's my thought on that. That's my little Star Wars episode. Episodes 8 and 9 sucked ass. Let's just get that out of the way. I freaking hated episodes 8 and 9. They were terrible. 7 I thought was great. It's funny because, like, there's so many different opinions about episodes 7 through 9. I thought personally 7 was great. I know a lot of people complain that it's episode 4 all over again if they just copy paste. I didn't have a problem with that. I will say, yes, just doing the Death Star again, that was kind of boring. But on the other hand, like, if they were going to do it again, this was the way to do it. Like, having it be where it's just like, yeah, the Death Star, remember that? Remember how that thing was super scary, can destroy a whole planet? This thing destroys an entire solar system. Okay. All right, bud. We dialed it up a few notches. So, like, all right, they turned it up. If they were going to do it again, this is the way to do it. I wasn't crazy about that being the main plot point. Especially because it's like, okay, well, they destroyed it again. How many times are we going to do this? They destroyed 2 Death Stars, and now this Death Planet. I don't know what you call it. But yeah, so this is the 3rd time we've now dealt with this situation. I think we're going to say it's not going to work. It's a very flawed system. Let's try something else. It's good for one shot, and then it's just out. But yeah, I thought 7 was fine. I didn't mind that. I thought the setup was really well done. They set up a lot of really good new characters, as well as bringing in the old ones. They did a great crossing of the bridges of those. I thought they all meshed really well together. They were creating these questions that I really wanted answered. The lightsaber, the blue freaking Luke, Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. So, last we see it, it's on the cloud planet of Bespin, right? He drops it, falls out of his, well, doesn't fall out of his hand. His hand gets cut off, right? And then it's gone. So it's gone. Lightsaber's gone. And then Maz has it in her castle, right? Because that's the last. We didn't see it after that. It's episode, was it 5? He loses the lightsaber. Yeah, episode 5, he loses the lightsaber. And then episode 6, we don't see it again. It's just gone. Yeah. So it's just gone. And then Maz has it in her castle. How in the hell did she get her hands on it? It's basically Darth Maul all over again, where it's just like it just falls into darkness, and then somehow somebody gets their hands on him, and then he comes back, blah, blah, blah. But still, like that, I was, okay, you got me. How did you get it? It fell off of Bespin. She even says, there's a story for another time. She sets it up. We never got that answer. Fucking the Knights of Ren. The hell is the Knights of Ren? Like, I think I have a comic where it explains the Knights of Ren. They're just like a group of dark side users that just believe in killing, I think. I think that's pretty much it. And then Kylo Ren shows up and just like kills the leader and takes over. I think that's what ends up happening. And then he's like, you guys work for me now. I think that's what ends up happening. It's really nothing special, but again, nothing really got explained in the movies. 8, I freaking hated 8. 8 was a 2.5 hour car chase. That was it. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened in that movie. Nothing happened in the entire movie. Literally nothing happened. They had to leave the planet because the First Order showed up. So they left the planet. The First Order chased after them. And that was it. They just kept chasing them. And they kept going. And they kept running. And they kept chasing. For 2 hours. That was it. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. For 2 hours. We got a 2-hour car chase where nothing happened. That was episode 8. And then we get Luke. He's back in it. And it's epic. It's awesome. Oh, here he is. We found him. The Master Luke Skywalker led right to him. He's here. Hand him his lightsaber. Rey, give it to him. Here's your lightsaber, Luke. Train me. And then he just takes it and throws it over his shoulder. Here's the thing. If you want to have it where he turns down the lightsaber, fine. Let's have a moment where it's just like he's having regrets and he's trying to turn his back on everything, which I don't think he would do and I don't like to begin with. But okay, let's just humor you. And let's say he's going to do that. Turning into a joke where he just throws it behind his shoulder, fucking lame. That was so fucking lame. All that wonderful build-up just to turn into a stupid crap joke. Oh my God, I hated that. So lame. And then they try to redeem it in episode 9 where he's like, that's no way to treat a Jedi's weapon. And I get that. I appreciated that. Episode 9 was just a whole shit show. That was a mess. And like just things were just happening. It was like the complete opposite. Episode 8, nothing happened. Episode 9, a billion things were happening that just didn't matter. I liked episode 9 because we saw a lot of cool visuals. We went to a lot of new places. We met a lot of new species. Like, that was cool. In terms of just expanding the visual lore of Star Wars and getting, like, cool scenes and designs and costumes and makeup and animatronics. Episode 9 is great. If you want to see a Star Wars movie where you're just seeing cool Star Wars stuff, I think it's a pretty solid movie. If you want to watch a Star Wars movie and get invested in the plot, that's not a good way to go. This is terrible. Bringing back Palpatine, I didn't hate that. I honestly don't have a problem with them bringing back Palpatine. It makes sense for his character. That's just who his character is. He's got a million backup plans. Having it be where it's just like Snoke, ooh, that was not so great. That was kind of lame. I don't know. Just was not feeling that. Because here's the thing. Snoke would have been cool as his own character. Completely divided off from everything. I think that was a great way, Supreme Leader Snoke, just to bring him in as just this guy who believed in the Empire. And then seeing it destroyed, he just rose up and like wanted to bring it back. Totally solid. But having it be where it's just like he's just this puppet of Palpatine, I did not care for that. Could have gone a different route with that. Because again, I don't have a problem with Palpatine coming back and being a clone and all that. I think he would have done that. Just the way they did it, I did not care for. Rey being like, I'm a Skywalker. Oh, Rey being related to Palpatine. Didn't care for that. Did not care for that. That was kind of lame. I kind of think what would have been cool about Rey's lineage. So we're trying to figure out Rey's parents, right? Oh, is it Obi-Wan? Is it Han Solo? You know, all that stuff. All that speculation. I think would have been interesting is if maybe they just kind of created new Jedi characters. Because Luke being Darth Vader's son, Anakin's son, that's a good little, story bit right there. Like having it where it's like, your father, he was one of the greatest Jedis ever. I trained with him. He was my pupil. And then like that's solid, you know. Good on that. Your father was a brave Jedi Knight that I trained. Now I will train you. Like that I'm on board with. Oh, it turns out your father was actually the evil Darth Vader this entire time. Like that's all well and good. And then for Rey, I'm just trying to think of like, all right, we got this new protagonist. What's her whole thing? I remember in episode 8, they did the whole thing where it's like your parents were just drunken losers who just dropped you off. And that was fucking lame too. So that was terrible. But I think what people were trying to say with that is like, well, being a Jedi is not a blood lineage thing. Anakin and Luke are related, so that's why Luke is so powerful and all that. For them, it is a lineage thing. It's being passed on and all that. Like the Force is strong in that family. The Force is strong in my family. My father had it. What was it my sister has? I don't remember. There's also a thing with the Force where it's, I don't want to say random, but like the Force chooses people that like from all walks of life. Like the Force is not for any one class, social status, familial lineage, you know, it doesn't belong to anybody. The Force belongs to no one. It's a thing that's everywhere for everyone. So having it just be where she's just a person who just happens to be Force sensitive, like that's pretty cool. I think that's fine. Just having it connected to Palpatine is like, oh, we did not need to do this. We definitely did not need to do that. But it is what it is. It's not bad, but it's just like, I don't know. Could have gone a different direction. Like I said, the 8 and 9 were just such terrible movies. There's just a mess all around. But Han's death was solid. I think Kylo Ren was a cool character. I think it's cool having it where it's like we have this angsty teenager whose grandfather was the most evil guy ever. He's feeling an understanding. He's feeling these evil tendencies or whatever you want to call it. He's feeling not like a good person. I don't know what you want to call it. And then he has his grandfather where he learns that like he also was going through these similar thoughts and feelings as well. So like he's gravitating towards that because he understands it and they understand each other. I thought that was really cool. I think that connection is really awesome. Like the grandson of Darth Vader kind of followed in his footsteps, which is unfortunate, but I get it. I think they could have done a little bit more with that. The whole Han Solo being killed by Kylo, I thought that was solid. And then like Chewie just snapping and shooting him. Whew, that was good stuff. Like I said, 7 was a good movie. I think 7 was, but just 8 and 9. And then like I said, the show, Obi-Wan show, like there's some comics where we have Obi-Wan kind of showing off his, I think it's like the journal of Obi-Wan Kenobi where he's kind of explaining like watching over Luke and trying to figure out what's the, you know, the plan with the Jedi and the Sith and the Empire and all this. So I would like more of that. Obi-Wan! Anyways, guys, I think that's enough of that. I think I've rambled enough and on with Star Wars. We'll get back into it. I want to finish this picture eventually. We'll get to it one day. But anyways, guys, I got to cook dinner. I've just not been paying attention. And I got to get out of here before I burn my house down. And until next time, we'll see you. Peace.